What is going on, guys? We are back playing some more Enigmatica 6, and today we're going to be setting up some pretty fancy assembly lines using PneumaticCraft. So we have been working extremely hard over the last couple episodes to set up all the different things in PneumaticCraft that are required to make the pneumatic armor. The first episode we set up the pressure chamber, that's working flawlessly, and that's going to be good for crafting a lot of the different things that we're going to need for it. Then last episode, we set up this whole mess over here, which has the refinery, which got us our LPG, which went into the thermopneumatic processing plant, which got us our plastic, and finally that ended up with us having our Amadron tablet. And that is where we left off, and thankfully, we're going to pick up there today with the last thing that we need to do before we can make the pneumatic armor. Now, I am definitely excited to just jump right in and start working with this because it looks like it's going to be extremely complicated and very cool looking. But before we do that, I want to go over a couple different things that you guys told me in the comments of last episode that I think are actually really important to go over. So I was complaining about this thermal lagging, and it's actually interesting because I should have noticed this, but if we take a look at the one probe right up there, it actually shows the refinery output. But if we hold shift, it now shows the thermal lagging. So apparently we can access through the thermal lagging whatever is behind it unless we are holding shift, and then we can access the thermal lagging itself in case we want to break it or something like that. So down here, the thermopneumatic processing plant, I complained that the front face of this had to be covered. Well, we can still access it. So there's no issue with having that covering the front face right there. It does look a little bit stupid. I will still say that. I'd prefer it if we could put some on the top here, but this one is technically taking up this block and this one. So it's a little bit annoying, but still, this is now fully insulated, which is awesome. And if we take a look at the temperature, it is 681 degrees Celsius. So way higher than it was last episode. And stuff gets processed in the refinery so unbelievably fast now because it's like 6 or 7 times as hot as it was last episode. And that's going to directly correlate to how fast it processes stuff. And I guess there's a problem here, but it's just that there's no fluid in here because it processed it so fast. So not really a problem if you ask me, but there's another reason it is also at such a high temperature. And that was another comment from you guys with the heatsink. Now, I was ripping my hair out with this thing last episode. It was pretty shameful, but I did not notice the vortex tube on the south side actually ended up reaching absolute zero, and so it couldn't cool down anymore. So it was important to put the heatsink down to allow a larger surface area to disperse some of that so that this would actually warm up a bit on the south side and then could again cool down a bit so that the north temperature could continue going up. So it's a little bit of a weird process, but basically we needed to put that down to allow it to heat up the north side even more. And now it is at 684 degrees Celsius, and I am more than happy with that temperature. I also think this looks cooler, and I didn't waste anything by making the heat sink. So all in all, it worked out okay. I appreciate you guys giving me the heads up on that. Trying to figure out stuff in game, it works out most of the time, but I guess I couldn't make sense of that one. So a little bit shameful for me, but either way, we got there in the end. Teamwork is what makes the dream work, guys. So I appreciate you for always helping me out with that. But now we need to jump into some stuff for today's episode. So like I've done with the last 2 episodes, we are still going in blind. We're going to see if we can make the pneumatic armor without looking up anything outside of in-game documentation with PneumaticCraft, and of course, your guys' helpful comments after every episode. But either way, still going in blind with the exploratory playthrough. And as always, let me know what you guys think of this formatting in the comments. But the best place to start, and it seemed to be reliable so far, is to go in and look at the quest book. So we left off at Prime Delivery, getting the Amadron tablet, and it looks like the next quest is the PCB blueprint. And this is the quest chain we have to go down here because we're looking to get to this stuff at the end because we want to make a printed circuit board. So if we take a look at the PCB blueprint, it says it wants that, and we get that from the Amadron tablet, trading 8 emeralds for the blueprint. So I keep seeing stuff about new trades popping up, so I'm hoping that this one is like a static one that's always there. If not, we might be waiting a little bit. But we have the time in the bottle, so maybe that would help out. But either way, if we take a look at our Amadron tablet, this thing is not charged. And I guess with PneumaticCraft, it's probably pressurized is the right term. We got to pressurize this to use it. So I'm thinking, from what I've seen, that we should be able to use either the charging module or the charging station to charge this up. So if we take this and I guess, just craft it up. We should have everything we need to do this. So we can just make that. And I think you just kind of put it down on one of these pressure tubes. So I'm going to put it down over here and let's see. Okay. So it's charging it. It's pressurizing it. Now I don't know how fast this is going to consume pressure, but it's definitely going to probably drop this in pressure. So this will drop in temperature. That's fine though. It's not processing anything over there. So I don't really care. I'm mainly curious how frequently we are going to have to pressurize this, because obviously with charging, you kind of know how fast it's going to lose charge and stuff. But either way, I don't know if this is putting air back into the charging station if you hit this button, but I wonder if we can just kind of take this out right now and see if we can actually use it. So let's see. So if we open this, it's got all the different trades in here. So we can trade kerosene for emeralds. It looks very similar to just a villager trading. Does it have the one that we need? So we can search. Does it? Okay, so it does. It has a PCB blueprint. So we can do this. And we need to, no problem. We can do, I got to figure out how that we can actually trade this. Okay, so yet again, reading saves the day. So the Amazon tablet page says that to make the trades, an inventory and or a fluid tank needs to be selected by right-clicking with the tablet to bind it, and this inventory or tank is then used to take items as payment and receive the items you order. So we're just going to throw this down right here for the time being. You know what? I'm actually going to move this because this is probably where we're going to set the stuff up for today. So maybe we'll just put it right over here, and then we grab out the Amazon tablet. Is it shift right clicking? Yes, it is. Cool. So that's selected. And now if we come in, I guess we need emeralds too, because it said that was going to take our payment as well. So if we grab out some emeralds and dump those in there. Okay. So now we can actually make trades. Nice. So we're going to need some of these later for the drill upgrades. But if we do this, if we just click it, do we click it once? There we go. Okay. Once. And so we right clicked it to get it once. There's a slot interaction here. So right clicking is +1. Okay. So then we place the order and it says drones bring them. So is a drone going to come all the way down here? Oh, it does. What? That is so weird. Okay. So it's taking my payment and then one has to bring it, right? Or is it already there? So one's going to have to bring it then because it took my payment. Did that just drop it off? That is so cool. That is so awesome. And I guess, you know, Amazon is almost reaching that point. Very cool. Nice. So it's almost realistic. Maybe in like 2 years. I don't know. I think some places have drones that deliver from Amazon now, but I don't because I, you know, don't live in a fancy big city. So I don't get that cool stuff. But either way, we should be good now to go to the next quest. So this one is going to give us our epic loot box. So let's see what we get with that. We got some speed upgrades. Hey, nice. Okay, so that's actually pretty nice. So we can use that for some of the compressors if we want, stuff like that. That's one of the more useful rewards we've actually gotten from this. I don't know. Yeah, okay. So the next one then is the UV light box. So it's used to prepare empty PCBs for etching. So this is made using our PCB blueprint, some lamps. Okay, so that shouldn't be too bad. So let's just save this recipe, come out here. Nope, that's not the right inventory. Okay, so we need to make some lamps here. And I assume we should probably only need one of these if I don't remove it from my actual remembered recipes. Where did that go? Well, it was the UV light box. So there we go. So here's the recipe, craft it up, UV light box. Now, does this need to get pressure? It looks like it does. So I'm going to assume that this needs pressure since it has a max pressure here. So this is another one that we can probably just kind of hook up like right over here. Oh no, does it need to be hooked up to a specific side of this? Okay, maybe we need to put like an extra thing down right here. Let's put this down right here maybe. And we don't have any of the pressure tubes on us, so let's get some of those out. I dumped them all back in here so we wouldn't run into all those weird crafting things. So there we go with that. And then we'll put down the charging station next to that. Nope. There we go. So we'll put that down here first, and there we go. Okay, so now we have this. Now, what it said basically was that you can put in the unassembled PCBs and then you can have a threshold for when they are considered to be etched. And so if you take it out, I assume it has a less likely chance that it is not going to fail when you eventually etch it, but you won't have to wait as long. So that's what I'm kind of getting from this, if I'm reading this right. So we can get our loot box from this. Yeah, so it says, consider setting the threshold to around 60 or 70 to have a decent chance of etching while waiting less. And I guess you can put them in a furnace if they've been messed up, and you can recycle them. So that's really nice. You're not totally, done for. The next quest is going to be the etching tank, where I assume obviously the etching is going to happen. So we probably want to get this started though, because it's going to take a little bit. So if we take a look at, I guess if we go to the pneumatic armor and go back, so I'm trying to figure out what it wants us to do here. So empty PCB is going to come from crafting with plastic sheets, redstone, and gold nuggets. And then this is what we put in the UV light box, I assume. So we got plastic, we need gold nuggets, and 2 redstone torches. So do we have any redstone torches in here? We do not. So I should probably make like a stack of redstone torches, because we keep running into a position where I need redstone torches and we don't have any. So there we go. And then maybe we'll grab out just a full stack right now in case we need more. We've already got the plastic. New daily offers are available for the Amazon tablet. Be sure to check if there's a discount on toilet paper. And what was the other one? Gold nuggets. Right, so we have 6, so that's enough. So we do get to actually use the pressure chamber. So let's put in our 3 gold nuggets. We've got our 2 redstone torches and 1 of this. So we put that all in there, and then I assume that this will work. Now, it was discussed that it might be... Are these going in there? Slowly? Maybe? We can see them inside, right? Yeah, we can. It's super weird because it was mentioned to me by the guy who actually created PneumaticCraft that stuff should be showing in here, and it might be like a visual bug that it's not, but it is not showing in here. Well, it's showing inside the actual chamber itself, but I don't know if it's supposed to show inside like if I could actually access this, if it's supposed to show inside this like grid right here, or no, that's upgrades. What am I talking about? So it is just supposed to show in here, and it does, which is really cool. So now we can come over and put these in here. Wow. Okay. Well, that looks really cool. So it's going up pretty quickly right now, but like it said, I suspect it's going to slow down. Now this can have upgrades, and we got more. So what if we just put all these speed upgrades in there? Do these stack? That's so cool. So these stack, I don't know if it stacks up to 8, 16, 64. I don't know what it limits at, but I wonder if you can have like multiple. Oh no, so you can only have one of the type. Okay. Well, we got those, which is really nice because this is speeding it up. So now I guess we can move on to the next quest while this finishes, and we can actually let it get to, like, oh yeah, it's really starting to slow down. So maybe we put the threshold where it stops to 80% for now while we're crafting the next stuff. That's such a cool visual too. Wow. That is so cool. And it's even got the purple UV lights there. That is so cool. I love this mod so far. I'm really liking this. Okay. Well, that only takes 1 though. So we got to be kind of, it's going up pretty quick. Maybe we set this to like 90. It's not slowing down that much. Maybe it's just that the speed upgrades are really, really, really powerful. I don't know, but it's not slowing down as much as I thought. Just do it to 100. Oh no. Okay, I almost clicked it back to 1. Oh no, it's stuck to my cursor. Okay. It's stuck to my cursor. You have to actually click in here to do it. There we go. Stop it at 100. Okay. Whew. That was almost really bad. I thought I was going to finish it then and just dump it out. Either way, let's go on to the next quest because this is the etching tank. And for this, we need the etching tank itself. So let's remember that. It's just some obsidian and some miscellaneous things. And then etching acid. So this one is crafted in the pressure chamber using spider eye, rotten flesh, gunpowder, and a bucket of molten plastic. So we need to get some molten plastic. So let's grab out, if we have some more LPG, because I have none left in there. This should convert it really quickly because it's a high temperature. Nice. And then we need to, grab out rotten flesh. So we need 2 of that. We're going to start out with 1 bucket. That should be fine. We'll do gunpowder, 2 of that, and then spider eyes. I think we should have some of those. Yep, we got 2 of those. And so we should be good to just grab out then our bucket of molten plastic, and we can do some more crafting. So dump all these in there, and we can see that they are all going in here properly. They should be. And that will make us our, I wonder how that works. So we put in a bucket of the molten plastic. So I'm curious if it'll give us actually just a full-on bucket, because there's no fluid output for this. So I'm curious if it'll actually pre-bucket it and then give it to us like that. That would be really nice if it did. Now this should be completely done. So etching success chance is 100%. I'm going to put another one of these in there just because we'll use more in the future. Is this going to finish? Oh, is it done? No? There it is. Nice. Okay, so we got our etching acid bucket. Don't spill it on your shirt. Yeah, do not do that. This reminds me, when I did 3D printing in high school, you would have support material. This was early on 3D printing. I don't know if it's the same still, but it would have been about like 6 or 7 years ago. But huge 3D printer, and when you printed stuff, you had a bunch of support material if it was, you know, had a bunch of empty air spaces inside. So when it was layering it, it would use the actual building material and support material, and then you would need to put it in an acid bath to literally dissolve the support material. And that was like, for some of them, you needed some serious acid, and it would still take like 12 hours to do. But they were always like, oh, you got to wear these gloves and don't splash it on yourself. It wasn't green like this, but still, that's what it reminds me of. So we have completed now the etching acid bucket part. Now we need the tank itself. So just got to do some quick crafting. Let's see what we're missing here. We're missing a lot of this. So we'll make our fluid tank. We'll make our reinforced brick slabs. And the last thing are these walls. So there we go. We should only need one of these. Grab that out. Nice. So the quest is done. We'll get this as the reward. Do we get anything cool? More speed upgrades, guys. This is so good. I'm loving these. These rewards are sick. Okay, cool. Yeah, I love how it only set it to 70%. This is so quick. Are people really that impatient, or are speed upgrades overpowered? What do you guys think? Which is it? Are people impatient, or are speed upgrades super overpowered? This is using a lot of pressure, though, from the system. Wow. Wow. Well, it should recharge fine with these running. Gonna have to put more coal in these, though. Yeah, we should probably do that right now. We'll fuel these back up with some coal, because they're burning through that. I guess we should get sort of an automated system set up underground to fill these up, fill those up, all that stuff. But either way, once this finishes, we should be good. And now, what was the next quest that we had? I totally forgot. I spaced out. So, we have the empty PCB, and that says, what do you do with a bad circuit? You burn it, apparently, in this mod. So now we need an unassembled PCB. So I assume we need to etch this first, because it didn't say anything here. I assume this is kind of like the etching process, so that we can do that. It doesn't really describe that, which is kind of weird. They have like the etching tank. Let's see what this says. So it'll etch a PCB, and that's without heat. If you apply heat, you can further reduce the time down to a minimum of 30 seconds. The hotter the tank gets, the faster. Be warned that when heated, a small amount of etching acid will be used up. So we're not in that much of a rush. Let's just put this down. I'm assuming what that means is if you don't heat it, no etching acid will be used up. Ooh, we got volume upgrades. So I'm going to put this down like right over here, and then bucket the etching acid in, and I assume we just put those in and it'll start etching. And because we can do multiple, that's really nice. So I'm not really concerned about time. I'm assuming we need to do this before we can, because it says put in an etching tank to develop. This is really an interesting way of documenting stuff for a mod, where you're literally having it like partially in a book. We're having some stuff in quests, and then some of it is like flavor text almost on an item, like from an MMO, where they've got like stuff written under the item that's like, you know, kind of like not even really descriptive. So I guess this really isn't flavor text in that sense, but it's like, oh, do this, and then you do that, and it's like, okay, well, now do this on the item itself. So either way, though, we have put those in there, which means the next step is actually doing the assembly stuff. So if we come to the quest now, this one, making the unassembled PCB, is going to require the assembly setup right here. So required machines, we need an assembly platform, assembly IO unit export, import, assembly unit laser, assembly program laser, assembly controller. Okay, so that's everything that it lists. So I'm going to assume that that's what we need. So let's see if we can craft all these things that it listed out there really quickly. So that needs a bunch of printed circuit boards. What? This machine is used to control other assembly machines. It can control any connected assembly machine and the machines connected to the assembly machines. To start the assembly, put a program. So you need to make printed circuit boards for that. And you make those using an unassembled PCB. Which you... Does this one count after it's been etched to make this? What is the point of using this then? Is it to avoid etching? Is it to etch without acid? Because this one is a printed circuit board too. And this is an unassembled PCB. Are we literally able to just... When they're done etching in here, are they just done? What? Okay, well now I want to know. Because I have no idea. I can't tell. Okay, maybe this is where it gets confusing for people with this mod, because I am not understanding this clearly. I am missing something in here because I am a little bit confused on this one, but we'll see. It's at 97%. So when we take this out, that quest will probably complete. Okay, so they are unassembled PCBs. I'm going to wait until this one finishes. We're going to pull out all three. And okay, so that's what? Okay, so that quest is done. So we get the transistors, we get the capacitors. Printed circuit board is made using capacitors and transistors. And then the assembly table, it provides a simpler way of making circuit boards and provides access to other advanced recipes. Okay. Okay. I get it now. I get it now. I was really confused. Okay, so we need to make these printed circuit boards. So we made one. Now we can complete this quest. We get that. So now we need to make these. So this is all the different things that we clicked on before. I think we have pretty much all of that. We have the laser unit. We don't have the drill. The drill was the other one it listed, right? So we need the drill. Okay. And then we get our legendary box. Then we need the assembly program, laser, and drill. Okay. So we actually could just go and make the armor right now, but you know what? I want to make the simplified way of doing this. So we have the printed circuit board. We need to have multiple of these. So I'm trying to see, do we need more for this? How many do we need? How many do we need to make for this? 1, 2, 3. If I go from the start, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8 if I counted right. These are just different random things. So we need 8 if I counted right. So I'm going to make 8 of these, and then we're going to hop back because that's going to be really boring to watch on camera. Thankfully, we got more speed upgrades though. So glory to the speed upgrades, I guess. But yeah, I'll go make those and then we will hop back. Okay guys, so we are back. It's been quite a bit of time since the last clip, but all the crafting is done. Now this was really painful, mainly because each one of these, if we take a look at the recipe, required pneumatic cylinders, and each one of these required 6 plastic sheets and a cannon barrel and stuff. So I needed a ton of plastic, which meant I had to go out and get more crude oil, fill this thing up, wait for the LPG to be made, and oh my gosh, it is so loud. I didn't realize, I don't know if it was the fact that I've switched from Optifine and some of my settings got switched and whatnot, with weather being disabled or not, but I have not heard thunder in Minecraft in so long, and it scared the crap out of me. Oh my god, okay, I gotta do something about that. Okay, well, now the sound of weather is off, so that's not interrupting us anymore, but everything is done. If we take a look at our quest, the assembly one is done. All of these are there. Let's see what we get with our legendary loot box. Hopefully it's something good. And we got a smart chest. Okay. We got a drone. Okay. And it looks like maybe we got some of these PCBs. I can't tell. Definitely not the failed ones. Those are my fault, but I don't actually remember what was fully in my inventory before. I think it was just the drone and the smart chest that we got. But either way, that's some pretty awesome stuff. Now, the next quest is going to be the assembly program. Now, this one wants the assembly program, drill, and laser. I want all 3 of them because it looks like there is a drill, a laser, and a drill and laser. But from my reading, it basically says that the drill and laser program, if I'm reading it correctly, actually does processes that need both. It's not going to work as one or the other or both So I'm thinking that we should just get all 3 of them from the Amadron tablet. So it should still be bound to that chest over there. And this one is going to be the drill and laser. This one is just the drill. And if we look up laser right there, did that put the order in for it? There we go. Okay, so I think that should be all 3. It's going to use up majority of our emeralds in there, but we should have enough. I think we'll have like, what's in there? We should have like 4 left. Yep. Nice. So it grabs all of them. So I'm hoping it's just one delivery when the other one eventually comes, but that should have all of them. We don't need that right now though. We should be good to start setting this up. And we're going to put it right over here in this corner. So I did a bunch of reading up on this, and if we take a look here, this talks about everything you need to know about the assembly system, all the different parts of it. And so what it seems from my reading is the assembly controller is the brains of the operation. That's where you put the program in. That's where you're going to, make everything run. And all of these need to basically be connected or adjacent. So the assembly controller is what needs to accept the pressure into the system. And so I'm thinking that we can put that maybe like right. I'm curious how it accepts it, but I kind of would like it to be like right here, but maybe we could do it like right over here. And let's see how it brings pressure into the system. So that should be good. This is getting pressurized. Okay, this is really cool. It like turns and follows you so you can see the screen. Cool. Now, what we also need is a chest, because I guess that's how you're going to input and import and export items using the import and export assembly IO units. And so it says to put the platform in the middle because certain things, pretty much everything needs to access this, but not everything can reach diagonally. So it says that the drill and the laser cannot work diagonally. They can only work in directly adjacent blocks, and they need to access this platform. So we should put a drill right here and a laser right here. So we have those down. The platform is where the work happens. So finally, we need the import and the export. So if we do, these can reach diagonally. So I think if we put the export, if we do the import there, export there, chest right here, I think that should work. And it should be fully good to go. It's got sufficient pressure in here. The status has all of these as checked. The only problem is there's no assembly program. So that is where these will come in. So we got all those. We can complete the quest. Another legendary loot box. What do we get? Programming puzzle piece. What? Oh God, you can write programs for drones? Okay, well, I don't know if I'll do that. But now we have those. So if we take a look then at, let's say what we want to make for the pneumatic armor, the PCB again, unassembled PCB, we make this with an empty PCB and we do it with a laser. So the laser is going to do the etching for us. So we'll put this in there and it should be good to run now if we were to put one of the empty PCBs in. So I've got a bunch of failed PCBs here. If we grab out I don't know if I have in here a blast furnace. Yeah, I don't. So maybe if because we need to blast these so that we can turn them into, we need some smooth stone. We have no smooth stone in there. Okay, well, we'll go make some smooth stone then, because if we put these in a blast furnace, it will make them back into, can I grab one of these out? We need 3. Can I get 3? Oh, we got plenty there. Okay. Now I'll put this in there. Nice. So that'll get us the smooth stone we need. So if we put these into a blast furnace and blast them down, we will get back our regular, not failed PCB. So if we put this down here, I never used blast furnaces. So I think this should work in a blast furnace, and you can use regular fuel with a blast furnace, right? That works? Yeah, okay. I literally never use these, but I guess it's useful here. You can't do it in a regular furnace. So empty PCB. So we come over here, we put this down here, and it starts. Oh, guys, look at it go. It's going. It might be a little bit faster if we put can we put speed upgrades in here? Is that a thing? Can speed upgrades go in here? They can. Does that speed up the whole system? It looks like it does. It looks like it's going faster. Okay. So now it's laser. It's etching it. It's etching it. Nice. Now, how long does this process take? Does it have anywhere in here that indicates how long it takes? Wait, is it done? Is it done already? Oh my god, it's already done. Oh, we got some printed circuit boards from that too. From one of those reward chests, we got 2. It's done though. That was so much faster. What? That's so much better than this stupid thing over here. This thing sucks. So does this thing. You both suck. Okay, so let's put 2 in here and let that go. What if we fully speed it up? What if we dump even more of these in? How fast will it go? Oh, it's zooming now. What? It's like bugging out. It's like totally glitching out. Okay, so it did that, and then it'll do another one. Okay, so then the pneumatic armor, if we look at that, that's just going to take one of those, so a printed circuit board. So we actually already have 3 of these, and then we just need to make one more from an unassembled PCB, which we have right here. We also have them in this chest right here too. That is awesome. Wow. That is so cool. So I'm assuming there's other stuff that we can do with this. I don't know if there's a way to see like all the different recipes that we can do with this, but I'm assuming we'll use that for stuff later, and we have it set up with all these. So I'm thinking, can we just like, if we just put these in there, it's not going to do anything with them, right? Okay, so we can leave these in there because those are the programs we're going to be switching out for this. It needs at least 3.5 bar of pressure. Okay, so it used a little bit of our pressure to, is this out of, oh, that's out of coal. Okay, so we need to put that back in there. I really need to automatically deposit coal into these. So this should go up to 3.5 bar now, but it should leave these in this chest here. That should be fine. But I think that's going to be it for today, guys, because that was really the goal of today's episode. I had no idea you could make them in a different way. I thought you needed this to do it, but you know what? I'm pretty proud of the progress we're making with PneumaticCraft coming in basically blind. There's some great documentation on it, which has worked out very well for us so far. Reading seems to kind of be the saving grace with this whole mod, but the room is filling up nicely. I think it's looking real cool. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, be sure to subscribe so you never miss out on a future one, as they come out every Monday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, be sure to let me know in the comments, as I always say, if you like the exploratory format of video. I posted a poll on the channel just to ask you guys and see, because these are so much easier for me to record. They're more enjoyable, they're more relaxed, they're a lot less structured, and there's not all this pressure to, you know, go over this specific stuff and this and that. It's more enjoyable. So I'm not saying they're all going to be like that, but I actually am enjoying these, and it might make it easier for me to, you know, potentially put out more frequent videos. I always wondered how people put out videos like every day or every other day. It makes a little bit more sense when you record videos like this, though. I guess a lot of people don't have as little knowledge of certain mods as I do, like PneumaticCraft, but so it's probably not totally exploratory when they do every episode, and mine wouldn't be either. But again, just trying to gauge your guys' opinion on this, figure out how people are feeling about it. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I will talk to you later. I cannot believe that I would have been able to make that armor without setting up the assembly line. That is, oh my god. Okay, well, what the heck? How much pressure does this thing take? This thing's butchering my system's pressure. Oh my god, I haven't heard thunder in this game in forever. Well, it doesn't appear there are any phantoms out to kill me this time, so it's a little bit more of a pleasant trip than before.